I'm here with David Singeltary, who is running for governor and is the head of Cannabis Coalition here in Mississippi.
Sponsor Ballot Initiative 63.
Yes, sir. Can you tell me whether your Cannabis Coalition grew out of your run for governor, or were they one and the same?
The Ballot Initiative was started back with Proposition 48 with Kelly Jacobs. Hernando, Mississippi was the sponsor for 48, and they didn't get enough signatures, so she dropped the initiative process, and I picked the initiative process back up with initiative number 60, which was last year, and Ballot Initiative 63 currently, which is listed with Secretary of State. Deadlines January 5th, 2019 to get the signatures in. So during the process, I inquired about what it would take to become governor of the state of Mississippi, and they said 1,000 signatures and you can get on the ballot for governor. And I said, well, hell, I'm getting 1,000 signatures for my initiative to legalize cannabis in Mississippi right now, so I might as well get 1,000 signatures and be on the ballot for governor and give the people a choice for once in a lifetime.
Okay.
In the state of Mississippi.
Okay.
So I'm kind of stumbling forward. I'm learning as I go.
Okay. How are you doing with the signatures to get your proposition going?
It's going to be 87,000 certified signatures for the Ballot Initiative 63 to be placed on the ballot for a vote by the general public.
Okay.
Last time we checked, we're up around 68,000 signatures, so we need 20,000 more within 3 months.
Okay. Okay. Let me hit pause for.
My main motivation is my grandfather was shot and killed by a bootlegger when alcohol was illegal back in the 20s. We should have learned the lesson back in the 20s. Prohibition doesn't work. Zero tolerance isn't obtainable in this day and age, especially with the advent of the internet. You can order any drug you want online and shipped to your front door. So let's get rid of this fallacy that zero tolerance works, is obtainable, and that prohibition works. Never has, never will. You'll never be able to dictate morality to individuals. You'll never be able to live their life for them because you ain't been through their experience. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
So
Yes,
it's
sir.
time that we interject some reason and rationale into this debate in this crazy war that's lasted over 100 years that we inflicted upon ourselves, and the main purpose was to suppress minorities. Well, you've done a good job of it. Our jails are full to prove it.
Some of the concerns that people have with legalization is the parameters that the police will be given in our state for how to handle that situation.
Well, cannabis isn't an issue till you make it an issue.
Okay.
The founding fathers grew cannabis. George Washington, Thomas Jefferson. Cannabis wasn't made illegal till 80 years ago. Cannabis should be treated as a commodity, such as corn or cotton, since you can make clothes out of it and you can eat it and you got hemp oil out of it. So as far as I would just, the main ingredient that the DEA is concerned about is the THC. So you just basically control the cannabis like you do the alcohol. Alcohol is controlled by alcohol content, and so the cannabis would be regulated by THC content. And much of the parameters that apply to cigarettes and alcohol today will apply the same to cannabis products also. As far as how do you keep it out of the hands of minors, well, how do you keep alcohol out of the hands of minors? Alcohol is legal now, but right now cannabis is in the black market. It's not regulated at all. You have no way to regulate it, manage it. You have no way of keeping it out of the young kids' hands. Most of the kids start smoking weed or using cannabis back in their teenage years, probably 12, 13 years old when they're going through puberty. That's when most teenagers become curious. And most of the reason with problem with pot is that curiosity killed the cat. You make it illegal, then that just increases the want to in other individuals to see what they're missing out on. Okay. Like Eve ate the apple in the Garden of Eden. It's same theory holds true today that held true thousands of years ago. So we're still stuck in this perpetual cycle that feeds upon itself of trying to dictate morality and tell people how to live. Life's hard enough as it is without trying to live a perfect one.
Okay.
To your question, the businesses will be able to dictate smoking areas within their own establishments and protocol for cannabis consumption.
Okay.
On their premises, and young people, much the same as alcohol today.
Okay. All right. I looked over your proposition, and if I understood your numbers correct, you're saying for recreational weed, you'd propose about a total of 17% or 17.5% for taxes.
Yes.
Colorado's
35%.
Oh, I did not know that.
So we'll be about half of Colorado, which, if we have it tax lower than other cannabis states, then we should have a competitive advantage in competing on bringing the industry here to Mississippi.
Okay. Are you also using that as, let's say, an incentive for cannabis tourism here to our state?
It's been shown in Colorado that tourism increased 80% when they legalized recreational. So yes, I would like to have an 80% increase in tourism here in the state of Mississippi.
Okay.
Especially the Gulf Coast will benefit tremendously.
Okay. All right. Based on the numbers from the tax base alone, with income, jobs, whatever, what are your projected numbers year one if it becomes legal?
Nevada just legalized. They're only about halfway through the year, and they've already produced $70 million in additional tax revenue. So conservative projection, first year would be $70 million for Mississippi also. And Colorado touts that they've created over 30,000 jobs with the legalization of recreational cannabis. And Colorado also said they have about an 80% increase in tourism from cannabis sales. And also with the initiative, we're going to expunge or adjudicate nonviolent offenders' cannabis charges, which should decrease the prison population by at least 15%.
Okay. And last but not least, everybody has their watershed moment where they say, okay, this is a cause that I'm going to be passionate about. This is a cause that speaks to me. What was your moment?
Well, I've never thought that cannabis should be illegal to begin with, and I'm just sick and tired of people putting down and oppressing and suppressing cannabis usage as an evil thing and being demonized and being condemned to hell for choosing a treatment that works better than what the doctors have to offer nowadays. So when I found out that Mississippi had the ballot initiative process, I made a vow to myself back in 1995 when California first legalized medical cannabis. I said, if I can ever get it done in Mississippi, I'm going to try to make it happen. When I found out about the ballot initiative process, I knew it was doable because it's been done in other states.
Okay.
And we bleed red just like everybody else in this country. There's no exception to the rule. We're one of 50 states. We share the same rights as the other 50 states. But everybody says Mississippi is going to be last. But Mississippi don't have to be last if they don't want to be last. It's all in the attitude. It's all in the Mississippi mentality. If you raise them to be last, they'll be last. If you raise them to be first, they'll rise to the top like the cream.
Okay. Well, sir, is there anything that you'd like your voters or the people that would like to sign your petition to know that they don't already know?
The main thing is the information on the petitions have to match exactly what's on your voter registration card. Your last name, if you got married and changed your name, if you moved and changed your address, all that's got to be updated because whatever's on the petition is what the circuit clerk has to certify. And if they can't read your writing, they can't certify your signature either. They don't have to be able to read your signature, but they need to know your address, zip code, and print your name legibly to where they can certify your signature. And I'm only running for governor once. And I'm only running for governor to legalize marijuana in Mississippi. And I'm all about term limitations. But we'll discuss that at a later date after you elect me governor.
Okay.
And you're only going to have one chance to elect me and have a choice, an actual choice on this come around.
Okay.
Because I don't do politics.
Okay. Well, thank you, sir, and we'll see this online soon.